Okay, the time is now 11:50 on Sunday, August 15th, and I believe that I am the victim of human experimentation or a targeted individual. I believe that the human experimentation is by the method of an implant. I'm still trying to locate or find proof that there is an implant on my person, on my body. Um, Targeted individual by means of electronic harassment, only because that's kind of where these people, these voices, if you will, have kind of led me down that path. Um, just a little bit of history. A couple of years ago, I was in the hospital unconscious for 3 days, 3 to 4 days. Upon waking up, everything was initially fine. 3 days later, or 2 days later, after waking up while in the hospital, I experienced some things that were rather strange. Um, I basically heard commentaries to whatever I was doing as if I was being surveilled, surveillance. And I also heard commentaries to whatever I thought, as well as I also heard my thoughts repeated back to me by some of the staff members, which didn't make any sense to me. I chalked it up to being strange. I left the hospital, never experienced anything else again like that until a year later. And when I left the particular environment in which I experienced those things, didn't experience anything again at all for almost another year later in a similar environment. So I was led to believe that it was my environment as opposed to me, until finally it became evident more recently that it's no longer my environment. It has something to do with me, that there might be something on my person. So this is basically me documenting the things that I'm hearing and experiencing. I'm hearing people basically anywhere from 3 to 5 people at any given time. But these are different people. Two of these people I have seen, I believe to have seen before at the hospital in which I was a patient, where this all began. Um, and Again, they seem to be rotating in shifts, every shifts from of 8 to 12 hour shifts, and this has been going on for approximately 6 months. I've felt everything from tingling to burning to pulling to shocks to zaps. Everything predominantly and mostly on the left side, the back, and the middle of my brain or head, if you will, but it feels like it's that deep, like it's in my brain. Um, and this is basically me documenting some of the strange things that are going on. For the last couple of weeks, I've been feeling like, or not feeling like, I've been told that they're leaving soon, that I have another 2 days, another 3 days, another 2 weeks. They would say things like 2 more days, you have 2 more days to figure this thing out. You have 3 more days, you have, 2 more weeks, whatever they would say. Um, by the same token, the voices have been getting lower and lower. But when they want to, they can get higher, back to the original volume that they were at one point. Medication is not affecting this in any which way. Um, so, what I'm experiencing now at this point is basically the reduction in voices and them telling me that I'm in training. At one point, it was your training is over. Now I'm being told you're still in training. I'm being told more specifically that they're training me to hear them without actually hearing them. So they're basically training my brain to hear them, and that this is about mind control, which initially I thought was crazy because that wasn't the initial commentary. This is what I'm hearing now, once or twice. The commentaries I'm hearing from the main male perpetrator in this. And I'm starting to believe it only because I'm noticing some strange things, like my thoughts are being intercepted, if you will, like thought interception, where if I'm not actively thinking about something, they'll go ahead and change the end or the back or a piece of that thought. So it'll essentially still kind of be the same thought, but they'll change something from what your regular verbiage or lingo would be for you. An example, a broad example or general example is if you think of blue sky, because whatever this technology is that they're doing to me, they seem like they're able to go ahead and process my thoughts or get my thoughts before I finish them, which seems shocking, but it really isn't that shocking because if you read articles on fMRIs where they're reading the thoughts and reading the mind, things like that, scientists can predict what you're going to think before you finish thinking it because they can see the pattern, the brain pattern, I guess, or whatever it is. But anyway, um, an example of the thought interception that I'm experiencing is If I think blue sky, before I finish the word sky, what will come out as far as my thought or even as far as what I'm saying will be moon. So instead of blue sky, it'll be blue moon. And that's scary. An example of this for me, more specifically, I have a habit of when I see, like if I see a female or something like that, or if I see a guy, I'll say, they have a nice body or whatever it is. So I saw a female, and my first thought was, oh, she has a nice shape. This is like just the instant thought, nice shape. But what actually the thought was when I finished the thought was great shape as opposed to nice shape, which is not something that I would say. I don't say she has a great shape. It's nice is the verbiage that I use. Um, Things like that. More specifically, I'm becoming more and more afraid that they're getting deeper into my thought processes because, again, like I said before, they're coming through a lot quicker. As far as the thoughts, um, I've been experiencing a burning or stinging sensation on the left side of my brain, and it goes from the left side of my head down to the back. I've also been experiencing like eye pain, a sharp shooting eye pain in like the orbit of my eye. I guess that's the bony part of the eye itself. And I've also been experiencing like this surging, stinging cold sensation, if you will, running down the back of from the base of my head at the back, going down my neck. That's whenever I'm doing something where I'm concentrating or thinking. Like right now, I'm experiencing tingling on the left side of my head as we're trying to talk and remember some of these things that are going on. Something else a little bit different. Um, they put in a new person. It sounds like a husky or a chubby, perhaps black female. I say this only because she sounds like a black female and her voice is a husky voice. She has a very husky voice. It's even huskier than mine. So that's why I say she might perhaps be a heavyset female, black female. Um, it's just been a lot of different things going on, and I'm trying to basically make heads and tails of it, I guess. Um, But basically, the brunt of everything that they're saying is that they're leaving soon and that I have 2 more days to figure this out. They're getting lower and lower where I don't really hear them. They're not audible, but I am still aware of them and I still hear them, which is frightening. They're telling me everything like, you're not worried about your son, you're not worried about your baby. You should be spending your time taking care of your child instead of worrying about trying to get people out your head. And basically, the gist of it all is that they've gotten deeper into my brain, and that they're trying to make me feel bad about everything and anything that I've ever done. Um, they're trying to convince me that there's no way to prove or find whatever this is, and that so many people in this state are in it. That there's a group of people, a bunch of people across the country, even that are in on this, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. That there's masses of people who know about this, and that I deserve this because they think I'm ugly and then they think I'm not a good enough person. Um, and so I'm just going to go over some of the things that were basically stated really briefly. Um, If you just bear with me for one moment. Some of the things stated to me were, oh, your brain is so beautiful, you're simple. We're in your brain is attenuated. And then in a mocking tone, they basically said, I'm a victim of human experimentation. And that was said in a mocking tone after I began doing these videos. Lots of people have implants and don't even know, which to me sounds crazy. You're ugly. We're going to get into this brain and see what makes this girl think she's pretty. You're done. You should have listened to your mother. Places like that are not for you. You think we care about your son. We don't give a F about your son. We don't give a F about your baby. We have your whole entire life. You're just talking to anybody about this. You're willing to give up your only child. God, that's what ugly people are for. So those are some of the statements basically repeated back to me the other day. And I just began writing down some of the commentaries again. Some of the things stated to me from yesterday is she's showing us everything. Um, if you knew how many people are in your head, when I tell people I found the perfect person, now this is from the second, the this is from actually the main voice. For the last week, it's been the secondary male voice, I guess, that's been taking over a lot of the comments and the talking. Now this is from the main male voice, who sounds like an older man, and this is one of the gentlemen or one of the people who I saw at the hospital that I was at. Um, when I tell people I found the perfect person, they don't believe me. Um, all these people, and um, this is in response to basically me stating that they're going to telling them, you're going to burn in hell, thinking that they're going to burn in hell for what they're doing. And then the response is all these people, that nobody's going to go to hell. There's too many people for us to go to hell for this. Not for you. She understands everything. There are people in your head, and you're cleaning. Cleaning shows us your memory. Uh, you aren't going to raise that baby. You're a really stupid lady. You don't have demons. You should have believed we were demons. A lot of money. This is one of the comments they basically stated to basically say that there's a lot of money, that they're getting a lot of money, I guess, for this. There are people in every city watching you. And then as I was writing down some of the notes, one of the things basically said to me is, that's right, show us that memory. We got all this information, and you think because of a family, we're going to stop? We're in. You hear me? If your family ever knew, and then they cut off. When we saw you, we said, please let this one be evil. You still haven't looked up attenuation. We're not leaving till you look up attenuation. You have 2 more days. We're never leaving. You're still listening. How stupid is this woman? And then I'm going to go into some more in the next video, but I'm going to stop there so it's not terribly long. Okay, but basically, again, anyone who has any information on how to detect this, even how to detect a medical device, would be great. How to detect low or weak frequencies. They basically make it seem like the frequency, if there is an implant on me, is so low that it wouldn't be detectable. If anyone has any information on that, that would be great. Just anything that anyone has would be helpful as far as how to detect it, how to find it, how to stop it. If they know something specific to this, that'd be great. Okay, so signing off.